So let's hear it for Mary Byrd.
Thank you guys so much for showing up. This is the ladies showcase, but there are honorary ladies among us, and we're happy to have them. I didn't do lingerie because when I saw on Facebook that Lucas Corvado was wearing like thigh highs and a corset, I knew I could not compete with that. So I decided to just go sparkly. Now, we have 12 great comics to come up, and this is a Tip Jar production. Tip Jar's right over there. And you know, there's a lot of different women comics, and we're all different. We're all different. You know, when I first started doing comedy and got really, really excited about it, my husband asked me, "So, are you a lesbian now?" I didn't think that was a prerequisite. It turns out it's not. Besides, I think that the yogurt at Sunflower Market is delicious. I don't know what he's talking about. So I went sparkly. We had some Hollywood this last weekend. Got to do the film festival, and it was a blast. I got to open for a short film called TXT. It was about kids and texting. And I talked to the directors afterwards, and they were like, you know, our next project is going to be geezers with gadgets. I said, I resemble that remark, right? Because I have many more trips around the sun than most of the comics here. I do. I had to change my Facebook birth year to 1910. All right, because one day I was doing open mic, someone asked me, "Are you Black Mike's mom?" I am not Black Mike's mom. But something funny about Facebook, you really got to watch out for that profiling, because when I changed it, I started getting little old lady ads. Seriously, like Hover Round and Gray Be Gone and Viagra, as if a 101-year-old woman wants Viagra. I do not know. And it is true, I am a little bit older, because when I think about it, when I was a girl, we had to make our own crack. But, you know, to put it in perspective, when my mom was a girl, they had to make their own soap. So it's right that she's a little older than me. But, you know, I've started to decide that I'm going to consider myself vintage. Because I get better with age. I do get better with age. And because I am vintage, I am sometimes mistaken for a cougar. Now, I'm not dating now because I don't think you should date when you're married. I just think that's nothing but trouble. But I get mistaken for it. And, you know, there's no such thing as a cougar. There really isn't. That's, you know, 1 in 25 women, they're kind of predators. But they've been predators all their life. It has nothing to do with how many trips around the sun they've had. They've always been predators. But it's something that Hollywood made up and young men perpetuated. All right? Because it's like, I do believe in cougars. I do. You know, in their small world, they want to think, oh, just say, here, kitty, kitty. And they'll come running, all right? But if that was true, we would not need internet dating sites. We would not need them at all. But, you know, when it comes to men, men who prefer much younger women are called rhinos, right? Because they're ugly and they're horny. There's some men, a small percentage, who exclusively date women with dentures. I don't know why. But they're called granny grabbers. And anybody else in between, they're called men. Now, the young men, they're attractive to all women. Well, heterosexual men are attractive to women. It doesn't matter how old they are. Right? But they might be especially attracted to vintage women because we are beautiful and confident and experienced and sexy. I only got one woo, but think about it, young men. Young heterosexual men. Who is it who's going to grab you by your man root, whip you around, rock you like a rocking horse, drain you dry, and put you up wet? That takes years of practice. Not to mention motivation, heart pills, vitamin E. So it's kind of funny. Because another reason why younger men might go for a vintage woman is the mistaken idea that they can't get pregnant. All right, now this is very much a mistaken idea, all right, because the lady in London, she had a baby at age 65. Dementia strikes again. It's kind of like PowerPoint animation. Just because you can does not mean you should. All right, you like that technical joke. All right. You guys, you may have or may not have heard about that Yahoo down south in the state. Put a billboard up because his ex-girlfriend now did not want to have his baby. Yeah, she probably figured out that ugliness, stupidity, and insanity can all be inherited. She didn't want to take the chance. But that whole brings up this whole thing about like fathers' rights. And you know, if you're going to have a baby with somebody, you can be loving and caring and supportive. All right? If you're not going to do those things, well then, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to wear a condom. You have the right to a vasectomy. You have a right not to have sex with women you don't know well enough to know if they're going to be taking their birth control consistently or might be on antibiotics or antidepressants because those make birth control pills not work anymore. There's my PSA for the evening. It does. Yeah, can you imagine how you were depressed before? How depressed are you going to be when you get a surprise? I think that might have something with the uptick in suicidal thoughts among women for antidepressant users. That's just me. Now, we have like a bunch of other comics, but I want to leave you with this as we go through. When in doubt, wear a condom, damn it.